doing a hybrid meeting. Oh, recording's in progress. So hello to our Zoom audience. And when we record this meeting, this means that we will be processing this film and we will upload it to YouTube so that you will always be able to come back and look again at this meeting. But I wanted to share with some of you guys, as you can see here, as well as our Zoom crowd, this is just a picture of what we have. And I was walking around. I wish that we can see a little bit clearer. And if Patty or Cindy would like to try to adjust a little bit of one of our lights, sometimes we can do our lighting and we can get a little bit more clear. But if not, it'll be just like this. But I want to just thank you all for coming. And I'm going to do a share screen now for our audience, Zoom audience and y'all. And let's make sure everything's working. Okay. And the deal is I need to figure out, I am trying to work with a brand new, it's a brand new camera, a brand new computer. I was going to try to get rid of that top one. Nope, I can't do it that way. I was just going to hide my top, that very top part, and I should be able to do it, but I don't see how to do it with this one. A public service announcement. I went and took my husband to his high school reunion over the weekend, and he had a great time. He was class of 65, and it was meeting a lot of the folks, and we decided, or the whole group was having a lunch. So we go out to lunch, we get to the restaurant at 1 o'clock. We're in a minivan now, and so I didn't have a trunk. I had my suitcase, and I had my green bag that carries my computer, because I was going to work on it while we were out of town. Only to come back after lunch, and my car was broken into. And they busted out the whole driver's side back window on that sliding glass door of a minivan, stole the computer, stole his bag, and we got everything, canceled all the credit cards, we did all the stuff, but I had to buy a brand new computer. So I am still getting used to a brand new computer and getting this together, but I got all my emails out. That's why they were just a little bit late, but I got them out. But I saw many blessings throughout that. A very nice individual happened to see my computer bag and my husband's bag thrown out at a McDonald's parking lot about 5 blocks away from where we were. And he called me up and he says, I found something that might be yours. And this is after we did our drive back 4 hours with cardboard against it, all the way. And I was quite relieved to hear his phone message. I called him back and he said, I will mail this to you. I said, sir, I'll send you some money. He said, no, I don't want any money. He said, I believe in prayer. I believe in God. And I believe that you have a good service, because I had all my Parkinson brochures in my bag. And he sent it back. Now, of course, I'm still missing the money and missing some of the other stuff and the computer, but all's fine. But a public service announcement, I got pretty lax. I don't know about you guys. I was leaving my bag under the seat, and leaving things out. So just as a reminder for everyone, go on and be sure to take it with you and be very, very careful. And these robbers are not doing so good. But anyway, this support group is for you. And as you can already see, we're just coming right along here. Let me make sure. Now, come on now. Okay. The new way of doing this thing, we recorded it. And as many of you know, I'm Mary Jane Berry. And I have been doing this now, a little over 13 years as a facilitator for GAPS. When I started, we had 40 people. On the roster, we'd have about 10 to 12, sometimes 15 that might show up. We now are averaging about 100 to 150 show up. I'll have a count of how many of you guys are here now. We have 1,400, a little over 1,400 members that get my emails that are going out. And I know several of you, I announced it in December that I was going to be leaving. I will not leave GAPS, but I have given them a whole year's plus notice that I will be leaving as the executive director. So I will still be here and we'll still be doing other jobs and whatever. Heck, they may put me on computers, I don't know. But in any case, for sure, this is close to my heart. I will be here, but there hopefully will be a new executive director. So if you know anyone who would like to be an executive director, be sure you send them our way. All righty. Well, with that, I want to thank my Zoom team, which is just awesome. And they're back there and working really, really hard. Also, door prizes. Yes, we've had some door prizes show up. So hopefully everybody has a ticket. If you don't have a ticket, be sure you get one. That's my husband back there. He has been living with Parkinson's, diagnosed now right at 17 years. But we could trace it back a good 5 years before that. So we've been living with it for a while, but I don't let grass grow under his feet. I took him to his high school reunion and even made him, come on and get some glass out, help me get the glass out of the thing where we left. But he was very, very good. And then we're going to hook it tomorrow and go to Florida. So I'm just going to, make him, and I have to encourage him. So if any of you caregivers out there need to encourage your spouse, your loved one with Parkinson's, please do, let's live every day to the fullest. But be sure you get your door prize from me. All righty, our agenda today, as you can see, it's going to be fabulous. I'll do some announcements. But guys, we got Bonnie Howe, and then Becky Folta-May, Virginia Lazenby, and Lisa Hill. All of these folks are from some really wonderful, wonderful resources that we have available for us in the Central Texas area. And they have their tables set up over there. So by all means, please go by and visit with them. And as you learn more about what they do. All righty. GAPS t-shirts. There are a lot of people like our GAPS t-shirts. We have them back there. We're just asking a $10 donation. So if you want a t-shirt, hey, grab it. We got plenty of good sizes now. I want to and tell you about our sponsors and introduce you to them. They're just fabulous. They are the ones that help us put on these support group meetings, as well as their funding helps us with our free exercise classes. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. But one of ours, let me just go through them. We have Medtronic. So Medtronic, you want to raise your hand. They are back there. They're our sponsor. That's David Ott. And so feel free to check it out. Yes. And I believe I'll ask my Zoom team if we're going to mute some of our Zoom audience. And let's see. This thing doesn't want to work over here. I've got to manually do it. Maybe it'll be easier if I do it this way. Let's see. Oh, good. Okay. Then we also have Jill. Jill is with Ritari. So we've got her over there. If any of you guys are on Ritari and you want to have questions about it, by all means, please go talk to her. Also, she has some really cool pens that a lot of people like, kind of the weighted pen. So be sure you check that out. Amy Dukes. Amy is with Arcadia. So by all means, I want you to talk to Amy and you can learn about New Placid. I know several people are in New Placid. And okay, we have OB helpers. This is incredibly interesting. This is Calvin. Calvin, you can wave your hand. This is Calvin. Pretty interesting. It's an opportunity to exchange a spare room in your home for some help. So you might really want to check it out and talk to him. These guys will be here even after the meeting, so check with them. We have Accordia. Accordia is with, let me see, where is Accordia? Oh, I guess they didn't get to make it. I was looking for them. But they will be here the next time. It's usually Armand that's here with that, with Imbresia. Okay, Boston Scientific. And Boston Scientific didn't make it either. But that is DBS and me. These individuals, it's another DBS program. Grand Living, I knew they were not going to be able to make it. The Grand Living is just right across the street, but they help us out. This is where our GAPS educational meetings are, which is a luncheon and a free seminar. It's really, really, really good. So you'll want to check that out. And let's see. Then we have Supernus. And Supernus is with Will. Will, if you want to start walking up here, I want to tell you a little bit more about it. So we offer to all of our sponsors an opportunity to sponsor an educational luncheon, which is oftentimes called a lunch and learn. Well, in this particular case, in February, Supernus is going to be hosting a lunch and learn with Dr. Eric Farman. And I even checked out, he's from Las Vegas, I believe. Yeah, so I was doing my research. He is from Las Vegas. He's a movement disorder specialist, and he will be talking to us at the Grand Living for a luncheon. It's on Friday, February the 9th. And I don't know what the luncheon's gonna be just yet, but we'll work on that. Anita, if you're here, stand up. This is Anita. She helps me. She's my co-partner with that. And we will be getting a really nice luncheon, and I will be sending it out very soon, the announcement and a way to sign up for it. But what will he be speaking on? I'll let you tell him.
Thank you, Mary Jane. So, afternoon, everyone. The talk will be about more days with good on time. And so, good on time, we're talking about on time without the troublesome dyskinesia that some people might experience. And so, I mean, even if you're not there yet, it's going to be, and hopefully you guys will get there. It's one more option out there in the market that can help with any symptoms, with symptoms that may come up. So the goal of this lunch and learns is that you guys can come out, learn a little bit more about options that are gonna be there just in case anything comes up. And so hopefully gives you guys a little more of a peace of mind, knowing that there is something that can help out. And so, come out, it'll be great. It'll be Dr. Farman from Las Vegas. And so it'll be great to see you guys there. Thank you.
And thank you again, Will, for supporting GAPS and for bringing this good information. So again, it will be in your newsletter. Be sure you sign up to come out, and we can have as many as 75. And so they were very, very popular last year. All right. Caregiver meetings, as many of you guys know, we have a lot. We average between 15 and 20 with our caregivers. We meet right here at the First Baptist Church. And it really is a great time to share just for the caregivers, and we can learn even more things and share a lot of information. It's always in my newsletter. Of course, our mantra is to educate, exercise, and then, of course, socialize, which is part of the reason for all the educational luncheons, reason why we come here at 2:30. The meeting starts promptly at 3, so that you have a chance to get around and visit with everyone. And with that said, this is a picture. It's a little bit hard to see, but I will go on to share with you. We have vocal exercises and music therapy. That's on Mondays. And what's really nice is the second and fourth Monday is a speech therapist. So this is open to anyone, and it really is a fun time. This is where, again, a lot of camaraderie. People often stay after the class just to talk and to share there. Chair yoga is every Wednesday at 11:30. We meet right across the street at the Church of Christ. And again, it's another really fun opportunity to go over there. Ellen is our yoga therapist. We have GAPS ping pong, and that is still going strong. In fact, Don, if you want to raise your hand real quick, Don back there, help get that started. And how many people do we have now? 8 to 10 people who are playing ping pong. So if you would like to play ping pong with some other folks, it's really easy and fun. I'll always have Don's information, so you can contact him to get more information about it and what time. Then at the very bottom is painting with Parkinson's. We had our first painting with Parkinson's this month of January, and it was really a lot of fun. You can see it's a little hard to see their paint there, but they did great. Cindy Martin is here somewhere. Cindy, where is Cindy? She's in the back, but Cindy is our instructor, and it's just a fun class to just come on here and paint. And again, it's all free. So everything is free, and everything is free because of our wonderful sponsors. And anything that we get goes right back to help you guys. Alrighty. When we don't have the speech therapist for our exercise class, we have 2 professional singers that actually will sing and lead the classes. I was looking for them. I don't think they're here today, but we have Catherine and Susan, and they do great. That's going to be on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Monday. Now, another cool thing I was so super excited about, Power for Parkinson's. Power for Parkinson's is out of Austin. They are a wonderful group. I have got a great camaraderie and partnership with them. They have decided to come to Georgetown, and so they now meet in Georgetown here at this First Baptist Church. It's wonderful. It's at 1:30 every Wednesday, and this is a very large class. It's a very, very good exercise class. Again, totally free. Now, in addition to that, I want to be sure and share that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are given the opportunity to go to Sun City Fitness. and have exercise classes there. And you're gonna learn a little bit more about, because they are going to be our exercise, they're gonna lead our exercises after the speakers. Okay, moving right along. Do you want to, for some of you, you may or may not know, the Texas State University offers a class called Speak Out and the Loud Crowd. This is again totally free for all our members to go and work with the students. And a lot of our folks have already done this. They're resuming for this year, but since they work with students, it's only available during the semesters when the students are in. So they are resuming on February the 7th. And I've got the contact information there. If you would like to get more intensive speech therapy, we have this as an option, again, totally free. Also, I've got to put a shout out to the Age of Central Texas, which helps sponsor our Caregiver U classes. And the worship place here in Georgetown, specifically in Sun City, has partnered very closely with, and you can see the green table right there at the very front. They'll be over there to talk. They will be offering classes throughout the year, again, totally free. I've taken these classes. My husband and I have, they're wonderful. This one coming up is a matter of balance, which is really, really good to help you better equip you on falls, what to do, how to be safer, that sort of thing. This class is going to be starting on February the 5th. And we've got the registration information here. Again, all of this will be on the website as well as in my newsletter. All righty. And the GAPS board, I just had to put another shout out for them. We have new board members this year, which is one of the reasons why it's opened the door that I really can move on. Because if I'm a good leader has a succession plan. A succession plan where this group, this nonprofit, is able to continue to serve even if somebody leaves. And so with the board we have, they're very, very strong. They're wonderful. We're going to be doing a lot of great things. I'll give you a little heads up. We're even going to have a national Parkinson conference that is coming to North Austin. And more information about that coming soon. It's going to be in the fall of the year. It's going to be really big. And they chose to come here because, well, GAPS was a big contributor, but the point is for all the support we have. So this board's going to be helping us out. Now it's time for our speakers. I've been going on and on and on. So I'm going to we're going to raise the lights up. Patty, if you get the lights up, I'll be turning off this screen. We'll have a camera up there. I'm very, very fortunate. Stacy, if you want to come on up and have our speakers come on up. We've got, oh, there she is. Okay. We're moving them up. Stacy will be the moderator for this. She is so good. She's also one of our board members. And I'm going to let, she's already got questions and talk to them. And what I thought was so important about this is these are all programs right here in the Georgetown, Central Texas area. And they're local resources that can help you that you may not even realize all the opportunities they have. So Stacy, I'm going to give you this mic and then I am going to turn off my share screen.
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. So each one of these beautiful ladies represents a local resource here in the area. So we're just going to kind of go down the line. I'm going to ask them some questions so they can explain what their programs are and who they represent and a little bit about themselves. So let's first just do a quick introduction of who you are and who you represent here today. And then we'll come back to each one of you having a turn. Okay?
Hello, everybody. My name is Bonnie, and I am the Information and Resource Center Program Director at Age of Central Texas.
Hello, I'm Lisa Hill, and I'm the Executive Director at Faith in Action Georgetown.
Good afternoon. My name is Becky Fulton May. I am the Executive Director with A Gift of Time here in Georgetown.
Hi, I'm Virginia Lazenby. I'm founder and host of the Seniors Living Smarter Seminars. You'll be hearing more about. I come to this from being a downsizing coach and realtor.
All right, Bonnie, we're going to start with you. So you represent Age. Can you first share a little bit about what Age of Central Texas is?
Age of Central Texas is a nonprofit that's collaborative. We started 38 years ago as a bunch of organizations coming together to serve older adults and caregivers. And over time, some of the partners grew beyond us. So if you're familiar with organizations such as Family Elder Care, that was a partner that we still partner with. They grew beyond us. They grew bigger and bigger. They served huge population, and so they could no longer be within our building. And so they moved on. Some organizations shrunk and we absorbed them. And over the course of time, we also expanded our scope. So we serve not just Austin, but we serve 4 counties in Central Texas. I think we're getting a new microphone over here. So we serve Williamson County, Travis County, Hayes County, and Bastrop County, and we're moving into Caldwell County as well. And we still work very collaboratively with organizations in the community that serve older adults and caregivers.
Wonderful. So can we dial in a little more on specific programs you want the group here to know about?
You know, we have 6 main programs, and I can talk a little bit about each one. Most of the people who get connected to AGE connect to us first and foremost with our health equipment lending program, or we call it our HELP program. And that's our program where we connect people to durable medical equipment. So for example, rollators, we receive durable medical equipment like rollators or bedside commodes, wheelchairs, standard walkers, crutches, elevated toilet seats, all kinds of stuff. We receive those items and then we have volunteers, and we love volunteers. We have volunteers who make sure that equipment is clean, it's in good repair, and then it goes back out into the community. And we also have an incontinence program through our health equipment lending program, where we receive incontinence products. So that's like adult pull-ups or tabbed briefs, bed pads, wipes, gloves, all of those things, and we give those back out into the community as well. You can keep durable medical equipment for as long as you need it, and you do not have to qualify. There's no eligibility requirements. So before you go and buy a new piece of equipment, reach out to us, and if we have it, you can have it. So we really want to make sure that people know about that. Our second program that a lot of people get connected to us through is Caregiver U. And Mary Jane was so great at talking about our Matter of Balance class that's happening here in Sun City. The worship place, Christ Episcopal, offers classes as well here in Georgetown. We have a number of partner agencies throughout Central Texas that have raised up volunteers and have gotten them trained to teach our classes so we can offer those for free in the community. A Matter of Balance is our falls prevention class, and you heard that one is coming up starting in 2 weeks in Sun City. We have our Powerful Tools for Caregivers class. That class is geared for the general caregiver. So we want to make sure that caregivers are taking care of themselves, that they're learning how to communicate their needs and the needs of their person to their extended family, their trusted circle, that sort of thing, because there's a scary statistic out there that we hate. 18% of caregivers will pass away before the person they're caring for. So we really, really are passionate about teaching caregivers to take care of themselves and how to access resources so they can be supported. Our other class is Savvy Caregiver, and that is for the caregiver who's caring for somebody who has a dementia-causing disease, because that's really challenging. And we want to be able to walk with people as they're navigating changes in behavior, navigating challenges as people are declining in their ability to do their activities of daily living, so on and so forth. So a lot of people get connected to AGE through that. That's how I got connected to AGE, was through Caregiver U. We have a Powerful Tools for Caregiving class happening starting next week on Friday, February 2nd in Cedar Park. And we have some other classes happening right away at the Brushy Creek Community Center. So all of those, I think, are pretty accessible for y'all. And you can find that information on our website. We have some of those flyers on our table over there. So really make sure you take advantage of them. They're free. Information is fantastic. The next program I want to tell you about is our Thrive Social and Wellness Center. There's a lot of information here, y'all. Our Thrive Social and Wellness Center, which is our licensed adult day center, we have 2 of those locations. The closest one to here is in Williamson County in our Round Rock location. We call it our Wilco Thrive. People are able to participate 5 days a week from 7 in the morning to 5:30 in the afternoon, if that works for you and your family. We're really concerned about people being able to engage in community. And we know that for some caregivers, it's not feasible for them to leave their person at home alone during the day. So this is a great option and a really affordable option. Because we're a nonprofit, we can offer sliding scale, and because we're licensed, we can take insurance. So there's a lot of different options with our Thrive Social and Wellness Center. The next program I want to tell you about is our Memory Connections program. It is for people who've been diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment or early stage dementia-causing diseases. It has evidence-based programs within the program itself. Those are programs that are shown to slow disease progression. We really want to have people keep their cognition as vibrant as possible for as long as possible. And we want to see people getting connected in community. Dementia-causing diseases can be pretty isolating. It can feel pretty lonely out there. So we want to help people get connected. We offer support groups as well through that program for the caregiver and for the participant. So that's great. It's a great, great program. We have great brochures over there about it. And then my program, Information and Resources, people call me all the time and say, oh, I don't know how to do this. Oh my gosh, this is the diagnosis. Or I don't know how to take care of my mom. Or I need some resources for in-home health. And I get you connected to people out there. I have a document that's 300 pages long of resources. So if you have a question, I'm gonna tell you how to fix it or help you fix it, or I'm gonna do the research because there's a lot of research to be done sometimes when you're a caregiver. Our last program is our computer program. I don't know how many of you have these wearable watches that I know my kids are really getting on me to get an Apple Watch so that if they like to track me. But I know there's a lot of things on those watches that I don't want them to do. So I want to know how to use that thing. So our computer program is being revamped right now so that we can teach you how to use your wearables and your devices and your apps, as well as how to use email and all of those things. So we're opening our new South location. And once that opens, we'll have our brand new, beautiful computer lab. And we're also revamping our Central location's computer lab. That's all those programs. A lot.
Okay, everyone, just take a deep breath. That was amazing. That you rattled that all off. Truly amazing. So because you do specialize in resources in the area for this population, is there, 1 or 2 that you can think of that you just can't wait to share with people that really a lot of people don't know about? And you may have to think about it. It's probably a hard question and it's not off the top of your head. I'm putting you on the spot, but is there something that you just feel people don't know about this and it really is amazing?
I actually have something that is right at the top of my head. And many of you have probably met one of these folks. There are people out in the world called aging life care professionals. They are geriatric case managers. So for example, Catherine Vergara with Care4 is an aging life care professional. Lena Supanetta is an aging life care professional with Mercare. I field a lot of calls from people, from caregivers who are overwhelmed with caregiving and are really feeling exhausted and frustrated at not being able to be with the person that they're caring for in a real meaningful way because they've got lists in their heads of all the things they need to do and the doctor appointments they need to make and the groceries they need to get and the meal planning they need to do and all the stuff. And they start seeing their care partner, their care receiver as a task instead of the person they love. And I think that aging life care professionals are so helpful because they help manage all the tasks so that you can be present with your person. And I think that's really valuable. So that's a resource that I share, case management, and there is some nonprofit options for case management. For example, Jewish Family Services offers case management if it's unaffordable to hire somebody to help you with that. But I think that resource is underutilized and overlooked and is so, so helpful.
That was a perfect answer. Thank you. So my last question for you, if we leave here today and we think of age, what is kind of the one major takeaway you want us to leave here with?
We want to help you get the equipment that you need, and we want to support caregivers with education. Those two big things are what we think is first and foremost what we do well.
One more little follow-up to that, of course, just popped into my head. Of course, you said it's easy to go over to your table. I know you guys have a lot of great brochures and printout information. Of course, your website. What if we're not so good at wanting to navigate a website? Is it easy to call or talk to somebody and ask questions?
Did you see me? I'm like, give me that microphone. You can always call me because I'm the person that connects you to resources, and my phone number and my cards are here, but my phone number, if you are writing this down or you're at home listening on Zoom, I have a direct phone number. It's 512-600-9275. But I also am starting a relationship with the Caring Place, and so I will be present at the Caring Place once a month beginning in February. We're still nailing down the time, but you can actually make an appointment to see me and have an in-person consultation, get resources at the Caring Place starting in February.
That's awesome. Thank you. Give it up.
Next.
Okay, better? All right, Lisa. So tell us, of course, a little bit about Faith in Action Georgetown, kind of what it is and who do you serve?
Faith in Action started a little over 23 years ago now, and it came out of, I believe there were 9 churches that got together and discovered there was a need in Georgetown for transportation for older adults that could not drive themselves. So they came together to meet that need, and the organization has grown over these 23 years, and in 2023, we provided over 10,000 rides to older adults in Georgetown. And while we serve those in the community of Georgetown, we drive from Temple all the way down to the Colorado River in Austin. We provide rides that far. So that's who we serve and what we do as far as the one-on-one rides go. But we also have a van program that was added, and the van program provides rides to the grocery store. We provide rides 5 times a week to different routes in Georgetown. And then we also provide a social ride, which they did today. They went to Chili's and had a wonderful time having lunch at Chili's. They've gone to the movies. They go to Wolf Ranch to go shopping. They've even gone to a couple of baseball games down at Dell Diamond. They sometimes go to the library. They go to the Caring Place once a month. So they do lots of things for their social rides. We also have a medical equipment closet, same thing, where we have medical equipment that is brought to us, and we have medical equipment that goes out at no charge. That, by the way, is available to anyone in Georgetown of any age. There is no qualification required for that. You can keep it or you can bring it back to us. It's completely up to you, and it is all free. There is no charge for any of the services that we have. We also have a buddy program where our volunteers will call you if you just want someone to talk to. This started during COVID, and they just call to check. How you doing? Is there anything that you need? Can we place an online order for you? And our clients liked it so much that we decided to keep it. And so while not as many use it as used to use it during COVID, The ones who do like it said, please keep calling me. I really like that phone call. I really like that human connection, because at Faith in Action, we're definitely a lot more than a ride, because you can get a ride from Lyft, or you can get a ride from a taxi, or you can get a ride from Uber, but we're about the relationship. Our clients really have a strong relationship with our volunteers, and they have a strong relationship with our van driver. And they have a strong relationship with each other. They have those relationships that they've developed on the van. So we're very much about that relationship that they have with each other.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit more about how you can become a client. Can just anybody be a client? Do you have to qualify? And what is that turnaround time if they do apply for a ride? What does that timeline look like?
So as I said, we serve residents of Georgetown. So you need to either live in the city limits of Georgetown or in the ETJ. That's the extraterritorial jurisdiction. That's a mouthful, which is a pretty large area. And you do need to be 65 or older. Just give the office a call, and we've got brochures over there on the yellow table. There's Tracy over there holding up one of our brochures. And you can just give us a call. We do not have a waiting list right now. It does take about 2 weeks from the time you call until we can get you up and running. It just takes that long. We come out to your home. You don't have to come to us, because the whole point is you can't drive. So we come out to you and we fill out all the paperwork right there with you, and we get you set up. And within 2 weeks, you're ready to start getting rides set up. So whenever you need a ride, you just call and we set up the ride for you. And then our volunteers will log on and they will choose the ride, which, by the way, if you or anyone would like to volunteer, we make it real easy. You do not have to be on a set schedule. You can just say, maybe I've got an hour or two this week on Wednesday. Let me see if there's anyone that needs a ride during that time. You log on, you're like, oh, there's 3 of them here. That one looks like a good one, and you can choose that ride. So you can drive who you want, when you want, where you want. So we just make it real simple to volunteer with us. So if you're interested, I think everybody up here is going to say, we all need volunteers.
So besides volunteers, is there anything else that Faith in Action does need? What is your greatest need, and what is the most important kind of part of Faith in Action that you want the people here today to know?
I would say the most important part is definitely what I mentioned about the relationship, and that does come from our volunteers. And that's often the case when you set out to volunteer. You say, I'm gonna go volunteer and be a blessing to someone else. And if you ask anyone that has volunteered, they will tell you you're the one that ends up receiving the blessing. So that's very much the case. Time and time and time again, our volunteers tell us, I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea how much I was going to enjoy this. So that's what I would really want you all to know, that if you know of someone that is considering volunteering, they're looking for something to do with their time, we would love to have them. Just try it. Just try it and see if you like it. You may find out that you love it and you've developed a friend for life. We've got one of our volunteers who has driven the same woman for, I believe they're up to 7 years now, maybe 8 years. And you want to talk about a friendship. Those people have a friendship together. He says he could do her grocery shopping for her. They don't, because they want to do that together, but he could do it for her. They've done it so long. So that's definitely our greatest need. Of course, we always are happy to accept donations because we are a donor-funded organization. That's always a need that we have. But our volunteers just didn't come back after COVID. I think across the board, that's the case with nonprofits in the community. So if you don't volunteer with us, I would encourage you to get involved in some way, shape, or form. There are many, many, many ways to volunteer besides driving, and there are things you can do from home. There are things you can do in all different ways with all different organizations, ways to give back to your community. So I would highly encourage you to do that. One program I forgot to mention, we do have a fairly new program called Pay Your Pal. It's this little blue brochure over there. If you have someone that already drives, or drives you, or you know of someone who might be able to drive you, go ahead and sign up for our Pay Your Pal program, because you can turn in a voucher for your drives and we can reimburse you. It is a federally funded program through a grant. So this is not donor money that's being used for this. We can reimburse you at the IRS rate of 65.5 cents per mile. And then you can turn around and give that money to your driver. And that's a great incentive to ask someone to drive you. Sometimes you don't really want to ask over and over and over, but it's a great incentive and you're going to get up to $200 a month that way. So if you're interested in something like that, be sure and stop by our table and ask about. I can pick up a brochure and ask us a little more about that.
That sounds super cool. I know we have brochures of that program at our office, so super special, and I know a lot of people don't know about that, so spread the word, everybody. That's really, really neat. So what is the best way to contact? What would you say is the kind of fastest, most clearest way for us to find out more about Faith in Action, whether we want to sign up ourselves or if we maybe want to be a volunteer?
Most people prefer to just call us, and you can call us at 512-868-9544. That's our office. You can also check us out on our website. It is faithinactiongt.org. So you can find out all the information either way.
Okay, my final question for you is, do you ever find that is there kind of a common misconception or something that people are more often confused about what Faith in Action is that you want to be able to clarify?
Probably the thing that I would say would be the most confusing thing is that it really is that with volunteering that you have to volunteer a certain time of the day, a certain day of the week, every single week, week in and week out. But I was just saying that is not the case. They're usually real surprised to find that it's not that. If you could just volunteer once a month, that's okay. And people are real surprised to learn that it's completely up to you. So that would be the most surprising thing, is to discover that we don't put you on a schedule at all.
Thank you. You can pass it. We're doing 2 mics now. Here we go. Look at us. Hi, Becky. How are you? Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So you're with the Gift of Time.
Yes.
Please tell us a little bit about a Gift of Time.
Sure. First, kind of wanted to ask a question of the audience. How many of you are currently caring for somebody or have in the past cared for somebody who had a form of dementia like Alzheimer's? Show of hands. Okay. Not that many in this group, kind of a little surprising, but this information and what we offer to you may not be helpful to you at this time, but chances are that you will run into somebody at some point where you will say, oh, we just had a presentation on that, and have the opportunity to be able to share about our program. So thanks for the opportunity to tell a little bit more about what we do. We've been around for about 5 years. Which of course, Gift of Time was just getting started right about the time COVID hit. So kind of took a little bit of a hiatus. I started back in June of 2022 and have hit the ground running. A lot of what we do, we literally give people a gift of time. Our mission is to provide resources, education, events and services to people who are living with dementia, their family caregivers, and the community at large. So we do that by way of several different programs. We do a big part of what we do is education. We've hired Genesis Cordova over there, the stand-up Genesis. Lovely Genesis, she is our dementia education coordinator. And so she works with me to provide educational programs virtually, in person. She does the Dementia Live program, which is a simulation of what it's like for someone who's living with dementia. We have over at the library. We're starting them up again in February, where you wear goggles and gloves and a headset on your head, which kind of gives you the simulation of what the challenges are with someone who's living with dementia. So you're asked to do like 5 tasks having all this stuff on. So it really is quite amazing to see that in kind of the transformation of people after they've had that experience, and then the little bit of training that goes after that. So that's Dementia Live starting in February. It's going to be over at the library every other week. Registration is required. We do a new respite program we started back in June, very successful. Respite is a chance for family caregivers to get out of the house, run some errands, spend time with friends, make appointments, or just spend some time alone at the house to recharge. Very, very important for family caregivers to get that extra time, to relax and recharge. As Bonnie mentioned, that the statistic for people in general for caregivers, but it's even higher for dementia caregivers. It's 30% of people who are the caregivers will pass away before the person they're caring for. So it's very vital for family caregivers to get that support, and we're kind of the one-stop shop for that. In addition to our respite program, which is over at St. John's on Wednesdays, we do and that's where someone drops their person off with us, and we do all kinds of games. We have lunch, always music. There's always some kind of musical component. But in addition to that, we do what's called Camille's Memory Cafe. And that is an opportunity for families and their loved ones to enjoy music, entertainment, socialization, refreshments with each other in a safe environment. A lot of times, people, when someone starts exhibiting some of the behavioral symptoms of dementia, they'll tend to kind of self-isolate and stay home. They won't want to go out and visit with people they used to visit with. They won't go out to dinner because there might be some concerns. So this is an opportunity for these families to get out and enjoy something together in a safe, welcoming environment, and not have to worry about any of that. Let's see, support groups. Started a support group just couple of months ago. Peggy Parisi, some of y'all may know Peggy. She is actually our new board chair, and so excited to have her. She is a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association, so she's been a really big blessing to us. I've known Peggy for many, many years, but she and I co-host or co-facilitate a support group over at St. John's, and that's every second Wednesday over at St. John's United Methodist on University, from 1:30 to 3:30, 1:30 to 3. So if I forgot anything.
That's amazing. That's a lot of things. Awesome, especially for being, a fairly new organization. I know you guys have had quite the timing with COVID starting, and holy cow, like what a hurdle to jump over. So that really is awesome. So tell me a little bit more about the respite program, because there really isn't a lot of options in the area to be able to bring your loved one somewhere for the day. So how does somebody qualify for that program? Is there a wait list? Tell me a little bit more about how that works.
Sure, definitely. So as remarkable as it may seem, there is an enormous need for respite care in Georgetown. There are 2 other programs in Georgetown similar to ours. They've been around a lot longer than ours. PALS over at First United Methodist Church, they do their program on Monday, and Special Friends does theirs out in Sun City on Thursdays. Like I said, ours is on Wednesday. So their programs, much like ours, you have to be able to self-toilet, self-ambulate, be able to feed yourself, and be able to, have some social engagement skills still. It is free, thank goodness. We're so grateful for our donors and our foundations who have helped us to be able to fund our positions and some of the food and the programming supplies and stuff that we need. So that's basically all it takes. We've got 10 in our program right now. It's about a good size to be able to have enough volunteers. And we have 18 on a waiting list. So we are very quickly looking at expanding our program to an afternoon program, which is different than the other programs are in the morning. So we're going to try to do that to kind of go through our waiting list a little more quickly.
Wonderful, thank you. So speaking of volunteers, tell me a little bit more about how can people get involved and be a volunteer? What are some different options?
It is super easy. We do training with our volunteers to make sure that they're prepared to be able to communicate with our folks, our participants in our program, just because it's a little bit different visiting with someone who has dementia. So we want to make sure that they're equipped and empowered to be able to face situations such as someone trying to, leave the program, or not being able to communicate as well as somebody else. So just kind of be aware of what the pitfalls may be. It's super easy. Us like Faith in Action, you can volunteer, you know, some of our folks come every single week. Some of them come once a month. Some of them come even less than that. So we have really, a lot of the volunteers have been surprised because some of them are church members at St. John's, and they have gotten such a huge, it's mutually beneficial for them. They are just so enamored with these folks and how it really starts to feel like a family. So I promise you, if you come and try it, you're really gonna love it. So, and it's only for 3 hours, and we feed you lunch.
We all like lunch here, right? Yeah, I've seen some of the meals we've had here. Okay, so kind of last question, is there any one super important tidbit you want us to walk away with? Maybe something that's often confusing for people, or a misconception, or kind of the most critical thing you guys offer you want to make sure we really hound you on?
I think right now, the most important thing is kind of getting through our respite wait list, because there's such a huge need. Like I mentioned, 2 other programs. There's the one out in Sun City, they run about 20 people, and they have 25 on a waiting list, which is not the same people as our waiting list. And so there's definitely a huge need for this. So, you know, any kind of support, donations are very, very helpful. If you have extra games, or our folks love to, you know, play like volleyball, or we made up a game called noodle ball. It's very, very active. So anything like that you may have around, that 100-piece puzzles, any kind of art supplies, craft supplies that you're not using, we would love to be able to utilize that and take it off your hands. So you can stop by St. John's on Wednesdays between 10 and 1 and with any of that stuff, and we're happy to take it off your hands.
Wonderful, thank you, Becky. All right, Miss Virginia, last but not least. So Virginia represents Seniors Living Smarter seminars. I happen to be a part of those seminars myself for many, many years, go every month. They really are a special educational program. So tell us a little bit more about what they are.
Thanks, Lacey. Yes, I'm the founder and host of the Seniors Living Smarter seminars. We meet monthly, and the purpose of the seminars is to educate, equip, and inspire seniors to make informed choices and empowered decisions, stay in control. And what came about the seminars, I am a downsizing coach and a realtor, and in interacting with people, I just saw people wanting more information. I don't understand. If I can't stay in my home, I don't want to go to one of those places. I know what those places are like. That's where my grandmother lived. They don't understand all the opportunities in senior living communities. They don't understand there's support there. How do I know that I have enough money? They just don't, they need information. So we have now been offering these monthly seminars for starting our 9th year, and very much education. It's not marketing. We're not there to sell. We are there to share information. And on our table over here, there's a page that talks about, we have such a wide variety. Our seminar earlier this month was on longevity secrets, tips to living a longer, healthy life. We have one coming up about driving for seniors. Then we will also be talking about financial planning, but also daily. And we bring in great panelists. It's usually a panel, it varies, but often 3. They're there to provide information, not to sell their business. And they're there to visit with you too. Stacy is one of our educational partners, has been on a number of our panels. As a panelist, she's there to talk about home care and what's involved. And then, yes, if people come visit with her, of course, she loves to tell about visiting angels. But, you know, the topics do range, and that's what's so fun about it. Like even planning for a graceful exit. Yeah, I don't think so. But it turned out to be a really cool seminar, and you were great panelists there. And like I say, last month we learned about nutrition, fitness, the importance of being involved. We do introducing what is senior living, independent and assisted living, understanding that. Often people just don't know. And then we don't plan ahead. And that's what the seminars are really about, to give you information, to be prepared to make decisions. And I know some of you listening with us before the panel. Yeah, I'm not down, I've already done this, I'm staying in my home forever and ever, and that's great. And aging in place is one of our topics, and that works great, as long as it works. But there may be a point in time, we often say, you may not want to plan for this, but your neighbor might want the information. So get the information for your neighbor. Or what if something were to change? What if I really couldn't take care of myself in my home? What would be my options? We're not going there tomorrow, but if you wait until you need these services a little bit later. So letting people know, like when we do the one on driving, when we talk about water alternatives when we can't drive. Yes, faith in action and others. So we have our panels, presentations, and then along with the presenters, we have what we call our educational partners, like Visiting Angels and Golden Helpers is one of our new partners. These are businesses, services who value education. They see the importance of seniors and their families having information to make decisions. So they're there to share their resources. So it's a great resource to, like we say, to be prepared.
That's awesome. Thank you. So because, they're coming every month, gathering a lot of information, it's kind of a similar, layout to this, right? You've got vendors that you can choose to visit or not with wonderful educational pieces, and then you don't know what to do with all of it. And you're talking to your friends, and so you're sharing information amongst each other too. Explain a little bit about your special binders that you guys give out, because it really is a unique thing, I feel like.
This really becomes a great resource. And give a big thanks to Brielle Gard, who works with me, and it's just amazing putting our resources together. But when people come to our seminars, the first time to a seminar, you get your special binder. And then in your binder, there's some great, well, besides having a list of seminars, but general information about resources in the community, but also a place for you to fill in. Who's your team? Who is your attorney? Who is your financial planner? Who is whatever? Because sometimes it happens. You may have something to happen to you, and your kids or somebody else may have to step in. And oftentimes they don't know where to turn. And we've had so many of our attendees to say, oh, I've told my kids it's in my binder. And so we have general information, but as Stacy mentioned, each month you pick up a packet specific to that month. And again, it's not marketing materials, but informational materials. When we do one about communities, what is independent living? What is assisted living? What is memory care? And also we give tools like questions to ask. But so we've, like I say, this is our 9th year. I guess we were like 3 years until COVID. And then we were virtual for a couple of years. And now we've been live for 2 years, starting our 3rd year. So we laughed at our meeting in January. Okay, if you've been for 2 years, every month, you've been to 22 seminars, and yes, your binder's full. So you can now get volume 2. But the point is their resources. And I just love it when people say, oh yeah, I've got it in my binder. I know where I can go. And in addition to what we give them each month, when they talk and visit with our educational partners and get more information related to that particular business, but also to our topic in general. So we have around, our attendance now is about between 75 to 85 people each month. And it's fun to see the community that, just like your community here. So we've got the people who come in groups, and when we think about, well, who should come? Yes, seniors, but I love it when adult children come too. And we've got several adult children who are coming to get information and plan ahead. Some parents live here, some live out of town. We have others where the parents and the adult child come and they talk about how they're doing this planning. And again, it's being a resource for people.
how do people register for your seminars each month? Or what information can they give their friend or neighbor who's interested? What's the best way to do that?
Well, and stop, if you're here today, obviously stop by our table and we have a one page that lists the seminars for the year. We are generally the second Thursday of each month, sometimes conflicts and it has to switch, but they're all laid out. We do meet at the McKinney Christian Ministry Center at First Methodist Church on Thursdays from 10 to 11:30. And we have a website, seniorsliving.smarter.com. And then there is on the navigation bar a button for seminars. You can go online to register. There's a number you can call to register. But it's easy and they are free. But we think it's really important. It's amazing how many people we've seen over the years. It's really been cool.
Yeah, a lot of repeat faces, which is really, really cool. Can't say that for all things, right? Oh, I gotta go learn more stuff. I'm not going back to that place.
And I love it when people will say, I forgot what the topic is, but I know I'm gonna learn something, so I come, you know?
Right,
And some people say, well, we've already heard Aging in Place. I don't need to hear it again. It's different every time.
right. New
Yeah,
panelists, new
different
information. Yeah.
We share different information, and guess what? As attendees, we're always in different places too. You know, if I'm just starting out learning about something and then I get more information, so I have new questions. So, you know, we encourage people to keep coming back. And if you know it all, just give yourself a clap. You know, it's like, yay for you.
That's right.
So
Thank you,
come help.
Virginia. All right, I want to open it up for questions.
Is this just for Georgetown residents or anybody?
The seminars?
Oh, the seminars are open. We have people from Round Rock and Cedar Park, you know. We do have to register because of space perhaps limitations. And so we can have the materials available for you. And one thing I did want to mention too, when we talk about who should attend or what are the benefits of attending. You know, if we say, I'm not ready for that, no, Bean, I'm not doing that stuff. Okay, fine. But if we wait, sometimes situations occur where we are really having to make a lot of decisions very quickly and without information. That's why we say have the information, you know, and it gives you a sense of confidence. It takes away that if you're just having to make all these decisions, that just leads to decision fatigue and you're overwhelmed. I can't move because I can't get rid of all my stuff and I don't know what to do. Have information and plan ahead. So when you make the decision, or you should need it, you're ready to go.
Absolutely. Yes,
Those in action, does your organization have car insurance for people who volunteer?
The way that insurance works.
Can you repeat the question for the other people?
No, the question was, do we have car insurance for volunteers? And yes, to answer the question, we do. If you are a volunteer, your insurance would kick in first if there's an accident, and then ours would kick in second as a secondary insurance if needed.
Tell our students that inform us ahead of time that we are volunteering.
No, I don't know if she said that she was saying, would she need to tell her insurance that she's volunteering? I don't think that she would need to tell your insurance that you are volunteering. You're just driving someone just like you would be driving a friend. I think that would be completely up to you. If you would like to tell them, you certainly may, but I don't think it's required to. Good question.
any other questions for any of our panelists?
Do we have any Zoom questions? Y'all see any Zoom questions? Okay. Wow.
One of the things that I wanted to say about the education. Sorry, because we at Age of Central Texas, we really value education as well, Caregiver U, and we love these seminars that are happening. But having information gives you choices. So you're empowered to make good choices. I know that sometimes you're stuck in a situation where all of a sudden something's happened and you are not able to go home anymore. A doctor's saying you cannot be home alone anymore. And if you haven't thought about what if, the choice then becomes this place because it has a bed. But if you've thought it through and you've kind of talked about it with your family and you know, oh, if ever this were to happen, I would like to live here, or this is what I would like my life to look like, then you have more choices. And so we value that piece of education as well. It gives you choices.
Well, you guys were all just so thorough. We don't have a lot of questions. I think that's amazing. Yeah, go ahead.
So just to add on to what Bonnie's saying, the good facilities, if you ever have to move into a community, a long-term care community, have waiting lists. So do your homework. You know this. Do your homework ahead of time. Whenever things are okay, just go make an appointment to tour around a couple of places, because a lot of times my background is in long-term health care. I'm a nursing home administrator. And so that one fall, you know, on a Friday night, you end up in the hospital. And the next thing you're being discharged and they say you need to go to a rehab, which is a nursing facility. You need to know what your options are, you know, and you need to know how good they are, because it's going to happen like that. And you're going to end up in a facility for, you know, a good 10 days and not know what to do. Yes, ma'am.
So you said they have wait lists. You know, what do you do if there's no place for you?
Well, what I'm saying is just go ahead and get on a wait list. Do your research, get on a wait list. Most of them won't. I don't know how that does. When I was at the Wesleyan, you know, if you came up on the wait list and you weren't ready, we would just call you the next time. Or if you say, well, I'm still not ready for a long time. But yeah, I think that would be very, very helpful. Do that pre-planning. I did forget to mention, I want to make sure that you guys know, speaking of the educational component, we have a program this coming Monday. It's from 10 to 12 at the Carver Resource Center for Families. It's over kind of by where the hospital is. Rainey and Rainey is a local family elder care attorney group, and they're going to be presenting a topic on this, planning for long-term care. And so it's totally free. It's open. We have flyers that you're welcome to take over at our table over there for a gift of time. So we'd love to have you there. It's going to be extremely informative, I think. So just wanted to let you know there's something coming up soon for that very topic. Thank you.
But is there snacks? Okay. All right, Mary Jane, we'll pass it back to you.
One more question, you said.
Oh, yeah.
Are those nine senior yet? If you end up for whatever reason with these issues. I'm listening to y'all and I'm thinking everything here for city. 55 years old, I think I can cover the bus. Where do I go?
Repeat the question for us.
Yeah. So the question is, you know, what if I'm kind of younger than a senior? What if I'm 55 or 50 or 60, or what's kind of the age cutoff for qualifying?
I know with Age of Central Texas, for example, our Thrive Social and Wellness Centers, which are adult day centers, we have adults who participate in those programs who are in their 30s, but have had some kind of catastrophic injury. And so they need to have care during the day. So they come to our program. We have people participate in our caregiver classes and our prevention classes who have some kind of chronic illness that would lead them to be a fall risk. And so they're welcome in those classes. So we don't have any, we would never turn anybody away. And as an information specialist, I field calls from people for all sorts of things. So for example, I get a lot of calls actually for people who are caring for adult children that have some kind of neurodivergent consideration. So I help all of those people. I think that would probably be the same for most of us, that we would get you connected to the resources. Absolutely.
Okay, well. I want to thank these panelists. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And our own board member, Ms. Stacy Scarborough, did a fabulous job. Thank you, though. I do know each one of these ladies, and I have participated and gone to their meetings and gone to different events. And all of you guys are great, and you're a compliment to each other, you know, and what's so wonderful is we're all learning to work together too, which is really, really, really good. So with that said, though, we're going to proceed on, and let me come right over here. Now let's do a share screen here. Okay. Good job, good job, good job. Okay. I'm trying to figure out. See all slides. Y'all can see it okay here, but for whatever reason, my Zoom crowd is seeing the preceding slide. I'm trying to figure out how to do it all. Now, don't leave just yet, because you might be able to easily win that door prize, y'all, and it's going to be great. Anyway, we're at GAPS, our mantra to exercise, educate, and socialize. So with that said, Sun City Fitness folks are going to get you guys up and moving. So we are going to let Miss Beth come up. Michelle, you coming up too? Okay. I tell you. All right, do you want to try to do your exercises up there, or do you want to try to do them?
They can see me.
Yeah, they can see you up there just fine. Okay, then you'll turn to her. Okay, I'm gonna take this off, do a stop. Share screen. There we go. You can see to turn to her.
I don't know if I need a mic. I have a pretty big voice. Is it fine with my hands? Oh, it's for the Zoom. Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Hello, everybody. I bet we're ready to get moving just a little bit. So my name is Beth White. I'm the fitness manager over here in Sun City. And we do have 2 Parkinson's classes every week. We have Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1:15 to right before 2 o'clock. On Tuesdays, it's with one of our instructors, Allison, and on Thursdays, it's one of our instructor and personal trainers, Michelle. And they're awesome classes. I even see some participants. Hey, I see some participants here today. And so we're just gonna get moving a little bit. Every exercise I'm gonna do, you can do seated 100%, you can stay standing 100%, or mix it up. So just do what you can do and what you want to enjoy. All right? So if you choose to stand up, go ahead and do that now. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get that blood flowing in those legs. We're just gonna start with a simple march. And again, you can do this seated or standing, of course. And now we need to get that blood into those legs. So just a little kick, like you have something on your toe and you need to get it off. All right, let's lift those legs again, working those quads and getting that blood flowing. Try to stand or sit as tall as you can. All right, let's kick and get that stuff off our toes one more time. All right, you're gonna put your legs just outside of your hips. Your knees are a little bit bent. Again, if you're seated, you can do the same thing. You're just gonna sit like this. And I just want you to push side to side. Rock, working on that balance. If you're seated, you're doing the same thing. You're kind of just rocking those hips. I'm gonna do one hand at a time, but you guys can do this. So as we do this, we're going to hook and hook. And so we're adding the upper body to that lower body. Hook. Gosh, I can switch hands pretty well. It's so good. Good. All right, now go just back to that rocking. And can you go a little bigger maybe? I don't want you to fall over. So if you were just kind of here, can you go a little bit more? One heel up, one heel up. If you went a little bit more or not,
we're gonna add that hook. We're actually just gonna do 2 more. Now I want you to just do your left. Reach and come back. Push and come back. Right across to their cheek, not your cheek, right? 4 more. 3, you guys look awesome. 2, last one. You're gonna take your right. You're gonna push off that right and hook. You got it. So that load is gonna go to your left leg. And up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right. I want you to put your right foot in front. So I'm going to have my left so I mirror you. Your hip width apart. So make sure you're not on that balance board because that will not end well. So hip width apart. And again, we're going to rock forward. You're lifting that back heel, lifting the front toe, lifting the back heel, lifting the front toe. And you're just rocking forward and back, pulling that belly button in because you want to sit as high as you can or stand as tall as you can. All right, and with this, we're going to take that right arm and we're going to punch and bring it back and punch and bring it back. You got this. The last 4, we're going to count loud. Ready? Count down 4. 4, 3, rock it. Last one. Good. Step together. We're going to switch. Hip width apart again. Nice and tall. Sit tall. If you're sitting, you're just going to be rocking with those legs. You can still do that heel toe. All right, here we go. Just the rocking, not the punching. And you're going to rock. Lift that heel, lift the toe. Right heel, left toe. We're all in sync. You guys are good. It's like a little dance. Nice. 4 more. Good job. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to add that arm, your left, punch, punch. 2 more. Last 4, we're going to count down. Here we go, loud. 4, let me hear you. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We're going to come right back here. Nice and wide with those legs. If you're sitting, I'm going to show you an option. We're going to do some little baby squats. So some of the participants call them like bar stool squats. So you're just going to come here, draw that belly in. I'll show you here. You're going to sit, knees behind the toes, and you're going to squeeze through your legs and your tush. If you're sitting, you can just lift a teeny bit and then come down, or just squeeze your glutes while you're sitting. All right, up and sit. Good. Keep that chest up. Should start feeling it in those legs, yeah? Hips back, chest up. All right, awesome. And hold here. We're going to lift one leg at a time. If you're not comfortable doing this, then go ahead and stay seated. If you're seated, you're just going to simply lift one leg at a time, and that's fine, okay? So we're going to work on that balance a little bit more, plus working on the strength of those legs. Here we go. You're going to do your left leg first. You're going to lift and lower, up and lower. What we want to try not to do is lift and then fall. We want to lift, lower. Lift, lower. Give me 4 more. Up, lower. Good. You guys look good. 2 more. And 1. All right. Nice and tall if you're seated. Nice and tall if you're standing. You're going to take your left arm and you're going to shadow your hand. You're going to watch it go back. All the way back. And switch arms. Your range of motion is going to be your best. Opening up that chest. Switch arms. Follow it. Good. Again, reach, gaze it with your eyes. We're going to do 2 more on each side. Up, open the chest and that shoulder. Perfect. Switch. 1 more. Doesn't that feel good? Up and back. 1 more. Up and back. All right, we're going to take 4 deep breaths. We're going to go up in through our nose, and we're going to shake it out as we exhale out our mouth. So we're going to shake, 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 shake. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. Shake, 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 shake. 1 more with a shake. Inhale through your nose. Big exhale out your mouth. Shake, 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 shake. The last one we're not going to shake. We're just going to relax. In through your nose. Big exhale, flowing down. You guys did awesome. Good job. Good job.
All right, we're not through probably yet. I've got a big announcement to share with you. And let me get it. Oh, great job, man. Hey, let's give Sun City Fitness a fabulous, yeah. I tell you, they have been so good to us. And I want to just share, let's see, hopefully you're seeing that. There we go. There we go. These are the times that Beth was just talking about. On Tuesdays at 1:15, Thursdays at 1:15. And again, they've opened it up to non-Sun City residents. So if you're interested, you want to take their classes, I've got the phone number for Beth. You can talk to her or Michelle. And door prizes. My door prize folks, you want to come on up? Okay, so they're bringing their tickets. While they're bringing the tickets up, I'm going to go on and share with you. Next month's speaker, this one, hey, you guys, you're going to really, really, really want to come to this. Next month's speaker is going to be Dr. Maria De Leon. She is a physician. She noticed that she started having some problems in her early 40s. She checked it out. She has Parkinson's. And so this is a woman with Parkinson from her early 40s that is also a physician who is going to be sharing. It's tremendous. I've heard her speak before. You are going to be very inspiring. So I encourage you to come. And she wrote a book. We'll be having some book signing and that sort of thing here too. Let's see. I want to be sure to thank our volunteers. As you know, with volunteers and sponsors that can help us, we're going to need to put up these chairs and tables, but we'll do that after the door prizes because maybe you'll win something. But I want to thank everybody for coming. And again, you know I can't do this without your help. But are we ready? Let's see. Where's that one big one? Hey, Patty. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So the tickets are. Okay. So there we go. Shook them all up. Tickets are out. The big winner here, looking at just the last three, 209. 209. Do we have a winner? 209. Okay, I know some people left and they're going to be missing out. I see Christy running. Were you at 209, Christy? Nope. Okay, 152, 152. Hey, we've got a winner.
Well, we've got a single weighted.
They're offering you a weighted blanket or a candle. So if anybody wants a weighted blanket and your number is called, it's still up for grabs. You're gonna have to do it. Okay, let me pick another one. Oh, okay.
Somebody left this on the table, they came in.
Did anybody leave their water? There we go. Okay. Number 142, 142. Hey, we have a winner here. Do you want a weighted blanket or a candle? Oh, all right. Okay. Cindy's going to get her exercise. When it says a weighted blanket, it's a weighted blanket. Let me tell you. Okay, here we go. 196. Do we have a 196? Winner, winner. Oh, we got a winner. 196. You can have a choice of a candle up here if you'd like to come up and pick a candle. Are you? Okay. Yeah, okay. I got numbers here. Okay, ready? 203. Number 203. Is this a 196 or 203?
196.
Okay. 203. Do I have a 203? No? All right. Let's see. What left? 163. Oh, 163. All right. Now, 53. Oh, it's a 63.
Okay.
Nice try, buddy. Okay. 200. 200. Do we have a 200 once? No? Oh. Okay, we've got a 155. 155. Oh, we were going there good. And then we have one, yay! Well, everybody, I want to say again, thank you for coming. Thank you to our sponsors. And if you can help us put up the chairs, we greatly appreciate it. And the tables, and we'll see you next month. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of the month and next month. Okay, bye.